Hello, fellow makers. Back in December, I had planned to share quite a few of my holiday makes, especially some from Tim Holtz Christmas Ideology projects. But I had some family emergencies arise and I was unable to fulfill that commitment. However, it's July and we often share Christmas in July, so I thought I would share this project now because I have made a summer version of it that I'm going to be sharing in the next couple of days. So let's get started with this one. Merry Christmas, crafty friends. This is one of the projects I made for the Tim Holtz Idea-ology 2021 Christmas release. And so this is a really fun vignette drawer. This is one of the divided drawers. And what I did was I took out, so there it comes with 3 divisions. I took one out and then I covered the box with the Christmas collage paper. I put on some of the vignette foundations for the feet, and then I covered the other one with some chipboard so that there was kind of a little stand on the end here for a Christmas tree and some little presents and things like that. So let me show you that. So this is the Christmas tree in the new Christmas stand, which is fabulous. I absolutely love it. It's nice and heavy, and you can do all kinds of things with it. You can leave it the silver metal, or here I painted it with candy apple paint and put a little bit of grit paste on it so that it looked a little wintry. The tree is just sprayed with different green distress stains. And I put some baubles in there, and then I took my finger with some glossy accents, and I just put a little bit of glossy accents on the very tips of the needles, and then rolled it in some mica flakes. And that's all I had to do for the tree. The presents are just little they're just little wooden blocks that you can get at any craft store in the wood section, the wood crafting section. And so these are about a little smaller than 1 inch and a little larger than I think it's about 3/4 of an inch maybe here. So you just cover them with some of the baseboard, I always call it baseboard, some of the backdrop papers, and tie it with a little string or thread, and you're done there. Now this sign is the extra piece that was in here, the extra divider that I took out, and so that's what this is. And behind it I have a baseboard piece that said special for special delivery, but I covered it with a little bit of the backdrop paper, and then I put one of the new I'm not sure what they're calling these, like the quote things here with this great new font on it. And that's pretty much it. I did just, again, here and there, put just a little bit of grit paste on some of the metal and some of the front just to bring it out. And then I cut a very thin strip along here and along here of the backdrop papers to cover up the rough edge of the divider and of the box. And that's all there is to the box. In order to put the collage paper on, I put it directly on the wood because I kind of wanted some of the wood grain to show through. You can actually, if you look closely, you can see some of that wood grain showing through, which I really like how that looks. And so you can kind of see that here too on the back or the bottom of it. And so all that you have to do is just take a brush with a nice amount of collage medium on it. You want to brush it all the way on, and then just lay the collage paper on there, and then I gently pat it down to get any of the air bubbles out. You don't want to do this while it's wet or it will just tear. And you can actually see that I did tear it a little bit in the front here when I was doing that. So you want to be careful when you're working on it when it's wet, because it will tend to tear. It doesn't tear really easily, but it does tear if you are not very gentle with it. So just be gentle as you're putting it on the outside, and it will stick into that distress collage medium, and then let it dry. And then you can very easily and lightly just take a sander or an emery board or something. You just kind of go down this way and it comes right off. So that's the box, simple enough to make. And then I took the file folders And I'm sorry, I probably am using all the wrong names for these. I have not memorized the names, and I'm getting ready to ship these. So forgive me for not having the correct names, but I have them in my blog post, and I do have links to my affiliates there as well. So, you know, if you want to know the actual names and be able to purchase the products, go ahead and be sure and check out my blog post. So the file folders come in a set of 8, and there are the smaller ones and the larger. The smaller ones are 5.5 by 3.5. Larger ones are 6.5 by 4.5. All right, so the inner scrapbooker in me kind of came out when I started this project. So here's what I did. I just started using a bunch of the Idea-ology Christmas things. So I have ephemera. I have the new, I think these are journaling pieces for, you know, they're great for pocket scrapbooking because they have the small pieces, they have the medium pieces, and then they have the long pieces, which you'll see in a minute. And then I used, of course, the sticker book with all of the little clippings, some flair, and the paper dolls. All of the paper dolls on the fronts of these, I colored with the Distress brush pen, and then I put Distress embossing glaze over them to color them. So that's all I did with those. All right, so here's the front of one of them. For this, I used some of the label stickers. And then when you open it up, this is where I say my inner scrapbooker came out. I just cut photo mats and stuck them inside. Sometimes I add a little bit of ephemera that you can put your photo under later, and sometimes I just used a corner. Now these corners are actually the squares there's a pack of squares that you can put together. It's kind of like the collage squares. They were like Tim did a tutorial on them, I think last December in 2020, for making collage squares. And so I used them, and what I did was I used them as photo corners. So you can, I only put glue on the sides, and then I stuck photos in here. And so I would imagine you could put your own photos in, you know, both places, and see, you can take it out or you can put the photo back in. And so you don't have to glue your photos in, you can change them out every year. And then inside you can do much the same with these little pieces. So this one was one of the longer pieces, and I cut it down, and I used one of the small pieces to make a pocket on the front to stick some ephemera in. So this is just ephemera. And then this is one of the photos from the paper dolls that I just tucked in there, but this could be your photo. And then you have a little file folder with some fun memories. All right, here's the second one that I did. And this one I used one of the layers, and I put a mica tile, and it actually has mica flakes in there to look a little bit like snow around our little paper doll guy there. And whoops. So this is kind of a little shaker thing on the front. I put some more ephemera, and then more photo mats for placing your photo here. This one I just have one corner, and I just tucked our photo in. You could have two on each one, or you can just, you know, tuck your photos in with one. A little bit more ephemera. This is one of the remnant rubs that I used instead of the labels. You could use both. They both fit there. And then in this one, I did, instead of a pocket, I took the medium sized journal card and the larger journal card, and I have stuck them together with the small journal card. And I think I might have cut this down a little bit so that it would fit in there, because they may be a little bit longer than the 4x6. I don't remember. And then I just, you know, put a couple of the paper dolls, a little bit of ephemera on there, and I stuck one of my own photos in there. So another place for you to add photos. All right, so very quickly, here's another one with some of the journaling cards, flair. I put a rub on in this label on the journaling card, some stickers, more places for photos. You can actually use some of the ephemera across to hold photos in, as well as the corner collage squares that you cut on the diagonal. Another label sticker, and then this is another one of those where I used the small card to hold the larger and the medium card together, and adding more ephemera, paper dolls, and your own photos. The last of the small ones. I think these guys are so cute, and we have a little story about them. I love this ephemera that comes in the ephemera pack. It's a great little lace piece. I made a card and I put it on the card too. And here, these are those collage squares that also can work with some square photos for you to make a collage. You'll see that again later on. Now these are both, these are both pockets actually. So these are the medium journaling cards, and then I use the small journaling card, let's see, on this one to make a pocket. And then I used one of the, this was a baseboard, I think, transparency, and this is one of the stickers, and I just framed it in the transparency there. And then this one, I used one of the ephemera cards and put one of my own photos in with a tag, and then again, places for you to put your photos. The larger ones, much the same. I continued to use the cards. Some of the backdrop papers I added in as well. This is one of the remnant rubs, piece of flare, and a piece of ephemera over here. And actually, this is a leftover bit of holly ephemera, and I used the other part of it. I cut it apart and used it here. So that's what that is. It was one large piece, and I cut it up and used it in several places. Isn't she elegant? I just love her outfit. Okay, and then again, more photos. Now these will fit a 4x6 photo that just needs to be trimmed down by 1/4 of an inch on both sides, and then your 4x6 photos will fit in there. Or if you don't want them matted, you can just stick them in with photo corners, or stick them in permanently if you'd like. And in this one, I did a double pocket, and so I used the full size. This one you can use the full size. So I think on these, if I used the full size, I actually cut it down. So I cut off a piece of this one. And the way that I did that was that I just took one of the medium size and I would put it where I needed to cut it. And by hand, I would trim the corners because I didn't have a corner punch that was that small. My corner puncher was much bigger. Okay, so with this one, I used 2 cards on the long one to make my pockets for both of these. All right, and then on the back, I just stuck a paper doll. And for this one, I have the long one, the medium one, and stuck together with the small one again. So you have places for more photos. Scrapbookers know we love to have as many photos as we can. All right, and then this is one of the baseboards. I have the paper doll is popped up a little bit with some chipboard. Stuck one of our family photos in here. I have another one where I just put 1 pocket on this one. Okay, so instead of 2, I have 1 pocket, and then in the back that you can put journaling or a card or whatever. And then for this one, I put this piece of ephemera across there as a band to hold in a photo. Now you could trim the photo. I didn't trim this one because I made a collage out of it. So in the Project Life app, I put in 3 photos and I printed it in black and white, and then that left these 3 empty, and they printed just white because there were no photos in them. And then I put a little bit of paper over them where a photo would be, and I stuck one of the collage squares in each one just as a little bit of decoration. And I thought that was a fun way to use the collage squares. And then you just tuck that in there and you're good to go. Or if you wanted to, like I said, if it was just a regular photo, you could trim it down and just tuck it right in. Okay. And 2 more. So this one is, this piece is one of the backdrop pieces, and it comes in black and white, and I cut it off, and then it has a calendar on the bottom part, and I went ahead and just watercolored the scene in as if I had stamped it. I stuck our sledders on there, made a little story about them, added some of the new sparkly stars, added another photo in there. Oh, and these are from the regular line. They are the little sewn bits. Again, more places for photos. And then this one I made a tall pocket out of the medium and the large to go ahead and maybe you could stick a tag or something like that in there. And the last one is another shaker. So this is fun. This is one of the layers. And then I put the Santa photo in the background, a little bit of mica tile on there, and then the mica flakes in there. We have our sledders and a little tag on there that says Jack from Hazel, and some of the backdrop papers back there. And this one was just chock full of stuff because this one would be maybe for Christmas Day or something like that. This is a photo that is in with the paper dolls. You get this full photo, one of the ephemera milk caps, and then again the corners I popped in one of my own photos that can be replaced if I want. And then in this pocket I put one of the layers Santa. I just thought he was fun in there. I had the tag from the Charles Dickens reading, and I clipped a few other things on there like Wish and December. And that's it. So this ended up being a lot of fun to put together. I'm going to have pictures of each of these individually on my blog. And then, you can recreate it if you would like, or look at it and get some ideas for making your own with some of the ephemera that you may have. So, all right. So that is our holiday wishes box. Well, makers, I hope that you found that walkthrough of this project beneficial. I will have photos on my blog. I know this wasn't a complete tutorial, but as I said in the opening, I have made a summer version of this project that I will be sharing, and it is more of a video tutorial as I put the project together. So hopefully with this walkthrough of the Christmas version and then paired with the video tutorial of the summer version, you'll have a very good understanding of how you can replicate one on your own using the ideology products that you have and your own creativity. So thank you so much for stopping by. I always appreciate when you visit my YouTube channel and my blog, and I thank you so very much for your support. Now, go have a crafty day.